How may I serve you? That's why I'm here. To defile the ancient shrine of Erastil, and with such unnatural magic. How could it be that this druid wasn't completely exhausted? What is there to understand? The gods do not send us visions for no reason. We must go to the temple. Then I believe we shall discover the true meaning and wisdom of Erastil's will. As you wish. What exactly would you like to know? My story? Why not? You deserve to know it. I am a priest of Erastil, and Galt is my homeland. You can imagine what it's like following the teachings of the stag god in a realm torn by discord and strife. Rebellion and suspicion are the pillars of Galt. Led by Erastil, I tried to guide my flock to embrace tranquility and balance, and guard them from hasty judgment, until I fell from grace myself. Foolish, foolish old Jod. My misdeeds cast a shadow over my life and service. In search of redemption and a balm for my soul, I took to the road. I had come nearly to despair when Erastil sent me a vision of the Temple of the Elk. I knew that very moment that the stag god had shown me the way to redemption. Well, if you truly wish to know, I'll have to start from the long time back. Werewolves preyed upon the lands around my village. They murdered people for fun or sport, and left the corpses to rot on the roads. One night, they broke into a young woman's house and dragged her into the streets. One evening, a traveler came to our tavern, tattered and dirty from days on the road, like so many others roaming Galt. He sat quietly in the corner of the tavern, drinking cheap ale, and in an instant, I knew he was a werewolf. I felt it in my soul. It was like Erastil himself had whispered it into my ear. Led by Providence, I left to gather my flock, and we surrounded the tavern. The retribution was swift. However, I was tragically mistaken. The young man was no werewolf. He was a bandit, sent to spy on the village by one of the local gangs. We only found out after, when we went through his things. That's still no excuse for my actions. I was a fool. I made a grave mistake. And what's worse, in the eyes of my flock, I cast doubt on Erastil's greatness. A priest who can barely hear the voice of his god is a disgrace to his lord and himself, and corrupts the very people he would save. Whatever the case, I knew Erastil was no longer pleased with me. It was terrifying. Imagine how my mind raced when here in the stolen lands I heard the voice of the stag god once again. He gave me another chance at service to atone for my guilt. Now I have regained hope, and that very hope is my most precious possession. For some, it is a land of freedom, where power belongs to the people, not to lords or kings. For others, it's a land of never-ending revolution, a realm surrendered to anarchy. It depends on who you ask. For me, I found Galt A violent place. Crowds eager to lynch a stranger for that accent or appearance, where a single word uttered at the wrong time or place can spark the people to riot and cities to burn. For me, it is a place inhabited by the frightened and the desperate, always suspicious, watchful of trickery. All too often they are deaf to the voice of reason. They cannot grasp that chaos and lawlessness lead only to yet more chaos and lawlessness. All my life I've tried to break through to these poor people, but alas, I don't seem to have made much progress. As you wish. Of course, it would be my pleasure. Erastil is one of the eldest gods of Golarion. His faith emerged when the first people appeared upon the land. Erastil helped our ancestors cultivate the land and hunt. Even now, his blessing lies with those who uphold the old traditions and keep to simpler ways, far from civilization and the noise of the city. The word demand does not befit the stag god. Honesty and friendship, loving families, merry weddings, and newborn children in their mother's arms, they bring a smile to Erastil's face. He loves his people and rewards them with fortunate hunts and plentiful harvests. But he has no temper for sloth and vanity. He never bestows gifts upon his faithful without first measuring their worthiness. We ourselves must win our daily bread, but the stag god comes to our aid in times of need and strife. I am happy to help.
All according to plan. As it should be. In due time. That is not far.
Well, I am yours to command. To arms!
This should do it.
Serves you right.
A calculated risk.
Bring it!
Do not falter!
This will hurt.
Tear them apart!
Onwards!
Let's try this way.
You deserved it.
They go down!
Stay behind me!
This should do it.
Let us strike as one!
A calculated risk.
Any last wishes?
Bring it!
Do not falter!
This will hurt.
This is where I step in.
Tear them apart!
Onwards!
Let's try this way.
Serves you right.
They go down!
Stay behind me!
This should do it.
You deserved it.
Let us strike as one!
A calculated risk.
Any last wishes?
Bring it!
Here I am. See.
Follow my lead.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Running won't help
tire.
you!
This will hurt.
Tear them apart!
This is where I step in.
Let's try this way.
They go down!
Serves you right.
This should do it.
You deserved it.
A calculated risk.
Bring it!
Any last wishes?
This will hurt.
Tear them apart!
This is where I step in.
Let's try this way.
They go down!
Serves you right.
All according to plan.
Lindsay the Magnificent? Lindsay the Illustrious? Something more simple, like
In due time.
Lindsay the Great? Maybe Lindsay
Give the
Incisive.
order. To victory! Ha!
This should do it.
Onwards!
A calculated risk.
You deserved it.
Stay behind me!
This will hurt.
Applause, please.
Here.
What troubles you?
Time's not waiting.
Done with waiting.
Adventures call to them.
What you want?
Anything is possible.
I'm listening.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Well?
We will be victorious! Let's try this way.
Bring it!
This should do it.
Yes.
Tear them apart! They go down!
Let us strike as one!
Any last wishes?
A calculated risk.
Do not falter!
This is where I step in. Just letting the ink dry.
Where to now?
As it should be.
Here!
That is not far.
A reckoning is at hand.
In due time. All according to plan.
Here I am.
I am your
Focus
shield.
on the goal.
Restless.
I won't let you down. I'm not afraid.
Onwards!
This will hurt.
Consider me provoked.
I'll cut you.
Serves you right.
Stay behind me!
Bring it!
Let's try this way.
This is for you!
Die for me.
You deserved it. Would you look at that?
Follow my lead.
Don't hesitate. I am yours to command.
Ready and willing.
Give the order.
In due time.
I'm listening.
I wrote it like I saw it.
Here. This didn't work. I must be doing it wrong.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration. Any last wishes?
This should do it.
This is where I step in.
Bleed for me.
Tear them apart!
I'll fight if I have to.
Let us strike as one!
A calculated risk.
Serves you right.
Fear me.
They go down!
You can't stop me.
Do not falter!
This will hurt.
You deserved it.
I'll cut you.
Ah!
Hey!
Consider you provoked.
Onwards!
Let's try this way.
Any last wishes?
Die for me.
Bring it! Tear them apart!
This is for you.
Stay behind me!
This should do it.
This is where I step in.
Bleed for me.
Adventures call to them.
Don't hesitate.
Time for fun?
A calculated risk.
Let us strike as one!
They go down!
Fear me.
This will hurt.
I'll fight if I have to.
Do not falter!
I'll cut you.
Let's try this way.
Serves you right. You can't stop me.
Onward!
That is not far. As it should be.